Hey everyone, welcome to the Neuro Spicy Mama, a cooking and product review channel. My name's Amanda. In this video, we are going to be making spring rolls. So oftentimes I will make lunches that I know that I will like, that the rest of my family doesn't like. I've got teenagers and husband, and they are fully capable of making their own lunch. So that gives me creative freedom because I have a different palate and sensory needs than the rest of my family. As an autistic ADHD person, I really seek out spicy, crunchy, like bold textured foods. And so this is a way for me to have an outlet on that. Also on this channel, I do want to include more of the meals where I show you how I modify for my family. So like for instance, last night I made chicken strawberry green salad, but my daughter Izzy really doesn't like salads. So I just gave her chicken breast and the vegetables all on the side. By making easy modifications like that, I can adapt my family's sensory needs, because before it would have been like, oh, I don't like salad. But when you break it down, she does like all the components. She just doesn't like them together. And so I've learned over the years how to make modifications that will help. Now, the problem is, again, I'm also autistic, and the rebranding of this channel plus a finals week for my kids has led me into a little bit of deregulation myself. And so I've had a really hard time cooking myself. I love to cook. It's something that I've always been passionate about, but there's been times in my life where it's just like, oh, even the thought of cooking is just too much. And now I'm realizing that is my autism showing up as deregulation. And I revert to really simple meals during that time. When I go through phases like that, several times this last week, I've just cooked up a bunch of chicken breast and said, here you go. And they've made chicken sandwiches, chicken wraps, just eaten plain chicken with, extra vegetable sides and fruit, things like that. So these are some of the tips that I kind of want to share along on this, new channel. So, or rebranded channel. But today, I'm really excited. I have some leftover chicken and I'm going to show you how to make these spring rolls, and they're going to be delicious. So let's get started. I've got some water that I'm bringing up. I don't want it to come to a complete boil. It's actually starting to get little bubbles, so I'm going to turn it off. So you can see it's starting to get some little bubbles. So I'm going to turn it off because I don't want it to actually burn my fingers, because I'm going to be touching that water. So you could obviously scale this up if you wanted to make enough for an appetizer or for your entire family, but I'm just going to be making enough for myself for lunch today. And I like to start with these vermicelli rice noodles. And I usually just kind of break off a little chunk of it. This part's kind of loud and messy. I have not figured out a way to separate these without getting little rice noodle pieces everywhere, but I just try to take off a chunk and they will expand a little bit. So I've got just a little bit here in my bowl. My counter's clean because we're going to be rolling our spring rolls out on this counter, so make sure it's nice and clean. And then I'm going to take my hot, almost boiling water and just pour it over top. And then these need to soak for about 12 to 15 minutes to soften up. So I'm going to just set this back on my stove top. And while these are soaking, we're going to prep up the rest of our ingredients. Okay, with a mandolin or a peeler, I like to do super, super thin slices of cucumber. You can also just use your knife if you've got good knife skills, but if you can get them super thin, it helps when you're folding and rolling up your spring roll, because if they're thick, then the rice paper that we're going to roll these in is so delicate that the cucumber kind of like tears the paper a little bit. Just going to get a couple going. I don't know really how many I need. I'll make more if I need more. And then I just washed a carrot. I don't tend to peel my carrots. I don't take the step to do that. And again, I've got this really cool slicer that will make ribbons of carrot. So that's cool. Otherwise, you can chop it, or again, just do really super thin slices like your cucumber. I think these these peelers were as seen on TV kind of thing that my mom got me for Christmas one year. And they're actually really cool. I use them all the time. Okay. So again, I don't know how many I need. And then the rest of this I'm going to chop up and just eat in my husband's salad. He likes to have salad every day. And he doesn't care what his carrot looks like. All right. Some other ingredients that we're going to prep up is some avocado, which all of these are just to your preference. You don't have to use them all, but you can. And I really like in the summer being able to use, I've got a big fresh, in spring, because it's called spring rolls, use a fresh mint, but I don't have any, growing right now because it's winter. But mint and cilantro in these are really good. I do have some dried mint. I might try it just to see how that goes. And then I have some leftover chicken that I cooked up in my air fryer yesterday. If you don't have leftover chicken, imitation crab meat works really good in these. Leftover shrimp also works good. You could probably use canned chicken. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I do like canned chicken in a lot of applications. And if I was really craving these, I probably would use it, but it wouldn't be my go-to. I'd probably use imitation crab meat because that is like the lowest prep of all the choices. So I'm just going to slice this into some, again, we want to keep everything nice, super thin. Now this chicken last night was from my chicken strawberry salad that I was talking about. And so it's got ranch seasoning on it, but I'm not that picky. It's with all the other flavors, it's just going to taste good. And then I've got some romaine lettuce that I will just kind of tear off into my rolls. All right, let me get this cleaned up and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to check on my noodles because I didn't set a timer because ADHD brain. They're looking like they're starting to get nice and soft, but I know they're going to need a few more minutes. So while they're still getting soft, because I have been impatient before and made these when the noodles weren't all the way soft. And while it's still okay because they were mostly done, wasn't the best. So I'm going to make the peanut sauce that I like to dip with these. So I'm going to go ahead and just put in a good dollop. That's a new word. Probably, what is that? 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. I don't measure, guys. Y'all know that. And then I'm going to warm it in the microwave. Okay, so I did it for about 20 seconds, so it's nice and loose. It just makes it easier to stir. And then I'm going to add some soy sauce. Actually, yeah, I don't know. That may have been more like 4 tablespoons. Basically, you just go to taste, right? I mix and match until you get to a flavor you like. Now, if you don't want to make this sauce because you just like, I need it to go a little bit faster, a little bit more streamlined, then this sweet chili sauce, it comes in lots of different brands, is also really good to eat with these spring rolls, and you can just straight out of the jar. Sometimes I'll even mix this in with my peanut sauce too. So I'm going to stir the soy and the peanut sauce together. And then I'm excited to try, and it might get thickened up again, but that's okay. We were going to, oops, splash. We're going to add some water to the end. Okay. I haven't tried this yet. This is hot sesame oil. Like I told you, I like spicy things, so I can't use this when I'm cooking for my family, but I don't know how hot it is, and it comes out bright red. A couple days ago, I was going to make a stir fry sauce for my family. That's why there's some missing. And I poured it. Thankfully, it wasn't in the pot that I was cooking. I poured it into another dish to make the sauce. And I was like, whoa, that is bright red. What the heck? Because I thought it was just sesame oil. No, it's hot sesame oil. So I do like spicy stuff, but I don't like to burn my mouth completely. So I just put a little bit, and I might add more. We'll see. Okay, it's really gloppy, but that's okay. I'm going to add some lime juice. Fresh squeezed lime is really good, but I like to keep this on hand because just you can use it all the time, especially when you just need a little bit. Sometimes it's easier to work in a bowl that's bigger than what you need because then you don't slosh it over the side like I did. Okay, now once you get the ingredients mixed up like you think, you're going to give it a taste and then adjust, and then you're going to add a little bit of water at a time, just like a couple drops at a time to thin it out. That's so good. Oh my gosh, yeah. This is pretty spicy. But yeah. So now I'm just going to add, like I said, just a little bit of water, not much. And as it sits, it'll thicken up again. And so I might have to thin it out a little bit more before I serve it. Sometimes I like to add sesame seeds to it too. I'm just going to leave it like this. It's really thick. And then I'll add more water again right at the end before I'm about to serve it. Okay, the rice paper comes in packaged like this, or at least mine does. And I like to use a pie plate to soften them. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water in here and check the temperature because it needs to be, yeah, it's steamy still. It needs to be hot enough to soften these, but not so hot that you're gonna burn your fingers. Now, I don't know how authentic any of this is. This is just what I like to do. So I just kind of put it in here and get it under the water. It only takes a couple of seconds. Do this. Okay. Now, if you have sensitive fingers, this part can be hard. I have used a wooden chopstick to help get it out before if I've got the water too hot. And then you want to be careful because it will fold over on itself. But if you work quickly, you can spread it out and be gentle. All right. Now, as a beginner, I like to double roll these because it makes them a little bit more hold together when you're trying to eat them, because I'm not super great at keeping them tight without tearing them. So I'm going to put the chicken, just like 3 or 4 slices. You know, a lot of times when you go to make wraps, people tend to overstuff. So you want to be really careful about that. Okay, I really do like mint and cilantro in mine. I don't have any cilantro right now, but I do have dried mint. And so I'm going to just try it. See, just a little bit. And then some lettuce. See, these can get really full very quickly, so you don't want to overstuff them. A slice of my avocado down the side, and then the noodles. Okay, now this water has cooled down enough where I can also touch it. And so I'm just draining off some of these rice noodles. You can leave the rice noodles out too. I think it really adds to the whole texture of everything, but if you want it to be faster, then leaving those out can help. All right, now I'm going to pull it over. Trying to work quickly because it gets stickier as it's drying out. Then I put the sides over and then keep rolling it. And see, it's like sticking to my fingers as I roll. All right, now I'm going to just leave it right here on the counter, and I'm quickly going to make another wrap. Like I said, double wrapping it just helps it kind of stay together as you're eating it. Some restaurants I've seen double wrap, but a lot of times it's only a single wrap. Now, if this water gets too cold, you can reheat your water and pour in a little bit extra, and you're just waiting for it to feel really soft. Now I'm going to put it down, put this one right on top of it, and then just wrap it up. There we go. Beautiful. And if you get really fancy, you can place your ingredients inside where they look nice. Sometimes I'm better at that than others. All right, I'm going to make up a couple more, enough for lunch, and then we will do a taste test. All right, here's 3, which is plenty for me for lunch today. And I pulled out this fun little sushi board that my mom gave me. All right, let's give one a taste. Now, on one of these, I know I forgot the avocado. Invariably, whenever I'm doing something like this, I forget one of the ingredients. Mm. Mm. I absolutely love these spring rolls. One reason is they have, like I said, I am a sensory seeker when it comes to food, and I love all the textures. The chewy rice paper, the crunchy fresh vegetables, the spicy sauce, like it just all comes together and it's just like so delightful to me. I hope you try these out. They're really not that hard. They can kind of seem intimidating, but once you kind of get the hang of the sticky rice paper as you're trying to manipulate it, then they're really fun and easy, and they're so customizable too. Thank you for watching this video. My plan is for my next video to be a review on this new dishwasher that we got. I am absolutely loving this dishwasher. So I've been using it now for a couple of weeks, and editing, Amanda. Sorry, something happened to the end of my video, but I just wanted to say that I've been using the dishwasher for a few weeks, and I'm really excited to share about it because of all the dishwashers I've owned in my life so far, it's my favorite. So thank you for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe so that you get future content talking about accommodating your family's food needs and, like I said, product reviews. Thanks, guys. Bye.